All right, TwoCowsGaming fans, we're back. It is week 1 of the regular season for season 2 of my Raiders franchise. We are rebuilding from the ground up. We did get our quarterback that we wanted, so I'm happy there. We do have some needs going into the offseason, though, that I'm just going to touch on very briefly here. We may pick up another quarterback just as a backup, although we did sign some free agent rookies, so I'm pretty happy with those guys. The 2 of them went to my practice squad, and then the other one is backing up the starter. We are going to look at a halfback this year. I'm not going to say real heavily because I think we have a couple players that might fit the bill, but we do want to keep it in mind. We're probably going to pick up a wide receiver, but our real area of need going into the offseason is offensive tackle. So we're going to look pretty hard at offensive tackles on the draft board because we need to get a bona fide starter on both ends so that our fresh talent can have time to pass and make plays. But let's go to the Storylines press conference and see what they have for us. Hopefully it's not something that's going to damage my team too adversely. But we'll give it our best shot. Coach Bovine managed to salvage his career for one more year. How will you handle your rookie's quarterback? His development. May have to. No, he is going to play. It's not the way I like to do it, but I just feel that without, I mean, there's some free agent quarterbacks, but I just don't want to overpay for them. I'm not too worried. As long as he stays healthy, we'll be all right. Oh, God, here we go. Now I risk making my teammates or my players mad. What area of the team are you worried the most? Our offense, hands down. But not because of the quarterback situation. Ooh, I'm going to say run defense because that's the truth. The run defense is actually a pretty awesome run defense. Actually, I really like 2 out of 3 of these, but I'm going to say the defensive line because we drafted the defensive tackle. That was a huge, huge thing. There we go. I think that is a very attainable goal, mainly because we're pretty deep at the defensive tackle position. Now, okay, so in the preseason, I tinkered with the difficulty settings. One game, I played with rookie settings and just demolished the team that I played with, and then I went back and I tweaked the settings a little bit more and got destroyed by the Green Bay Packers. So I don't know. To me, this game is just a hot mess when it comes to statistics. So you saw me play against the Saints, pulled out a squeaker there, 24-21, went to simulate against the Cardinals on rookie, destroyed them 48-21, and then against the Packers, simulated again and got whooped 42-14. Now that's just a mess. It's just a mess. There's no other way to put it. I don't know. I'm still tinkering with the settings. Probably will do that throughout the year for this season. But we're going to continue where we left off last time. and we are gonna sim everything. So we're gonna sim the first 4 weeks. That seems like a good number. Each week we'll take a break to talk to the press. We will develop players. We will develop the coaching staff. But we'll see how this season shakes out. This could be my last season as the head coach of the Raiders. I mean, I'd be ecstatic if we stole a game against the Vikings, but 0-1, 24-3, not great. Let's check out the box score. How bad was the beating? 200 yards offense gained, 43 rushing yards, 157 passing yards, 11 first downs, had 1 turnover. Let's check out the player stats. This is the tail of the tape, as they say. Oof. My rookie did not have a great game. 7-12 though, so that's 52%. How about my rushing attack? Zay White, 5 for 13. That's inexcusable. We're gonna actually put in Davis Price. In the preseason, Price had a much better stats line, and then I screwed up in the press conference, and I didn't look at the actual stats before I went to the press conference. So we're actually going to go and make Price our starting running back, because I feel that's where the real strength of this team lies. So we'll go to depth chart. So we'll put in Tyrion Davis-Price as the starter. That'll get people upset, but whatever. Storyline message. What do we got going on here? Well, hopefully this works out, because we need receivers to step up. Remember, Jacoby Myers is our best wide receiver right now, followed by Wan'Dale Robinson. Some of the dialogue in this just kills me. You're lucky I'm a team player. God, he sounds like a jerk. Okay. Let's upgrade our players. Who do we have to upgrade? Probably not many. Okay, well, I'm happy about that. We'll keep developing the strong arm quarterback from Ole Miss. Throw accuracy +2, throw under pressure +2, play action +3, awareness +2. All good. All good. Now, who else we got? We got the tight end, our backup tight end. That's a good one. We'll go. Oh, I went possession. I meant to go vertical threat, but that's okay. 1 point here or there is not going to make or break him. And then our defensive tackle, Nesta Jade Silvera. Can't remember if I signed him as a free agent or if I drafted him. I think I signed him as a free agent. Yeah. Signed him as a free agent. All right, let's set up our draft board. Remember, we're not going to really look at quarterbacks. We're looking at running backs, tackles, and looks like cornerbacks. Power run is my preferred running game. So we're looking for very specific. Always scout the Wisconsin running backs because they often do well in the NFL. Not looking to make a big splash in the first round with running backs unless there's one that's available. It's impressive. We're also going to scout the Alabama running back here. Ooh, I like that guy. Kind of look for that Bo Jackson kind of build. Running backs, I just kind of pick running backs that I think are going to be power running backs and scout those guys. And then I think you've heard me say this before on these videos. I like to run a two-headed monster. I like to run a power running back, but then I like to have a change of pace back, an elusive back. So you have kind of like a hammer, and then you also have kind of like a rapier. You know, nice change of pace back to keep the defenses honest. Somebody that can catch balls out of the backfield on screens. Kind of in the mold of a wide receiver, but not really. Wow, there's going to be 3 running backs from Wisconsin in this draft class. That's impressive. All right, we'll drop down. We'll do wide receivers again. Tall, fast wide receivers. That's what we're looking for. We'll add receivers later on as we get more scouting done. Now, I did have to hire and fire a couple of scouts to get the optimal scouting team put together. I've already signed them to their different regions, so we should start seeing results pretty quickly. Remember, I start out with the tall guys and then work my way down. Just because that, or if I see a name that like sounds kind of cool, like Sam Summerall or David Madden or something like that, I automatically put those guys on my board because chances are they're a hidden development player. Same goes for like if you see like somebody with like Sterling something, like Sterling Gold or Storm Shepherd or something like that. Always scout those guys because they might have a hidden development trait. Madden does that with these curated draft lists. They always sprinkle in a few guys that have kind of like cool names, and you would miss out if you didn't scout them. Okay, tackles. This is where we make our offensive line. I'm generally gonna go for guys that are 6'6" to 6'8" and over 300 pounds. It's just the way I roll. I like big guys because if nothing else, they can take up space, so to speak. And actually, this has worked out pretty well for me when I run it this way. I try not to overthink my offensive line. I just think back to when Wisconsin, the Badgers, won the last Rose Bowl, and the average weight of their offensive line was 314 pounds or something like that, and the average height was like 6'4.5". I mean, they had some monsters in there. We're not going to worry about guards too much. And that's that's my philosophy for the offensive line. It's just big, tall, heavy dudes. I really do wish that height and weight played more of a factor in this game. But it doesn't. I don't think it really matters. It's just, for me, this is the way I look at it. Because more often than not, those guys are actually pretty good. And I'm only speaking about Madden. I'm not talking about real life. Do we need a defensive end? Not really. Let's move down to cornerbacks. These are those only things that we're going to focus on right now. Again, cornerbacks, kind of tall guys. I think of the era of Legion of Boom when Seattle had their great defensive backfield. Those guys averaged 6'1" across the boards. So that's kind of the way I scout my defensive backs. And then after you get the size right, you want to like look at their speed and then their measurables, change of direction, shuffle pass or shuttle run, that kind of thing. Jumping, that's a big one, so they can go up and challenge the receiver for the ball. Strength, so they can jam them at the line if they need to. Especially for the Raiders because they run a 4-3 man cover defense. Now, I did change my defensive book to 4-3. Basically it's the I forget which team it was that I chose because they had more 4-3 use than 3-4. And they also had a good selection of nickel defenses. Because my goal for this team is to stop the run first and foremost. Take away the other team's ability to control the clock. And then go in and cover the pass. It's just my philosophy. I don't think there's any real truth behind it. But stop the run so they can't control the clock, and then you could take away the pass. And part of the way you do that is get the fastest cornerbacks and the fastest defensive backs and the tallest defensive backs you possibly can. I've already got my defensive line and my linebackers kind of squared away, so we're focusing on those second and third tier areas of the defense and the offense that need some love. I don't need a lot of safeties, but I like scouting them anyways because you might get into a situation where you're picking best available because all your guys that are on your board are gone. So I like to scout these guys just to see what's available. If nothing else, for trades. Because you'll have an idea of what other teams might be looking for. 6'2" safety from Wisconsin. That's a pretty good bet right there. All right, so we got our board kind of set up. We're going to spend some more time with that later on, but let's get back to the team. Let's check the injury report. Hopefully nobody's hurt. I didn't get any messages, so that's encouraging. All right, who are we going against? We are on the road against Cleveland. This is going to be ugly, but hopefully... Oh, you know what? I was going to change. I did change. Never mind. So let's sim this week, and hopefully we can get a win. On the road against Cleveland. It's going to be tough. Nope. 0-2. Attaboy. Attaboy. We did get some staff points, though, so let's spend those. I don't know if I have enough. I think mine cost 20 because I haven't gotten the discount. Yeah, I don't have the discount yet. Where is that? Wait, what does that say? Add an additional focus player through weekly strategy. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Coordinator, defensive coordinator. Oh, I could spend some points here. I think we're going to go in here and we're going to tweak the... Oh, that costs me 27. Okay, fine. Be that way. Plugged in. What's this one over here, though? Boost injury for linebackers, safeties, and cornerbacks. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I think we'll do this. We want to get the most we can out of the defensive backs that we have. And right now, it's a pretty young squad. So we got to take every opportunity we can. Okay, any messages from being whooped by the freaking Cleveland Browns? How bad was the score? 35-0. They pitched a shutout. Oh my God. Well, let's see what happens. Morig gets some points. That's good. Who else is getting some points? Powers Johnson, left guard. That's good. Need to protect the quarterback. He is the franchise right now. Eichenberg. Okay. Speed. Always speed. Because there's always a chance that you might be able to get that 1 point of speed added to your linebacker. Fullback. No, tight end. Vertical threat. He's not playing much, though, because he's like a third string tight end. All right. Let's set our regional focuses. All right. Can't do it for national just yet, but we can do it for the other ones. We're going to go with offensive tackle, obviously. Central, we're going to go offensive tackle. Northeast, I think. Yeah, why not? We're going to stick with this theme. I mean, that's what we have to do. And then we'll set cornerback for this one. Yeah, that looks good. And then I think it's like week 6 or something like that. You get to set national. Let's find out. Week 8. I think I forgot to set the different focuses for last year. That's why I didn't have a very good draft. All right. Let's sim this one. Raiders at home against the Chiefs. Rivalry game. 0-3, kids. 0-3. Well, let's go look at the box score. How bad was it? It was a butt whipping. We have lost by a massive margin in the first 3 games. So let's see what we did wrong here. 198 yards of offense, 82 rushing, 116 passing. No turnovers, so that's an improvement. Let's see what the player stats look like. He's improving a little bit. Gotta keep working on him, though. Rushing Price, a little bit better. Laube, my quarterback even got in on the running. Trey Tucker led wide receivers, followed by Wan'Dale Robinson and Jacoby Myers. We might have to shake things up a little bit. Khalil Joseph, our rookie linebacker, led the team with tackles. Total tackles of 12. No sacks, but he did have a tackle for loss. No sacks. That's bad. Not getting any quarterback pressure is bad. So, what do we do? How do we fix it? How do we fix it? We're going against the Giants next at home. We got to find a way to win. Okay, that helps a little bit. I don't like his number. We're going to change his number. Maybe changing his number will change his luck. No, I'm not going to give you that one. That's for good players. Craig, our rookie guard. Yeah, we'll give him a point here and there. Needs some work. But he's getting those snaps, and it'll reveal his hidden trait. Okay, utility fullback. See, the players are getting developmental points. It's just a matter of getting points on the board. What I'd love to see, what I would love to see, is the Raiders go on a tear and win like 4 games straight. We will go with power back. Khalil Joseph, he got some points. Middle linebacker, run stopper, sure, why not? That's another reason why I kind of changed the scheme a little bit, is because I think I have players that fit the scheme a little bit better in different areas. Outside linebackers, doesn't matter what the scheme is. I always go with speed. Speed kills. And those are the points. Let's see what the press conference is. You're 0-3. You suck. How are you going to win? How are you going to turn things around? Coach Bovine, you're in trouble. What are you going to do? Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to say protected the ball. There we go. He's only got 1 pick all year, so. He has been getting sacked a bit, so we're not going to give credit to the offensive line. Plus, I've got some head cases on wide receivers, so. Oh, cool. Oh, boy. So, all right, we got the Giants at home. I think we're going to lose again, but maybe we'll get lucky. Yeah, we're 0-4. How bad was it, though? 20-9. Oh, my goodness. Well, let's take a look at the box scores. How bad is 20-9? Because there's a 20-9 where it's bad, but it's not horrible. But then there's a 20-9 where everything went wrong. 164 yards of offense. I don't know what in the hell is going on with the offense. 81 rushing yards, 83 offensive passing yards, 5 first downs. Well, I guess my faith in him has now been shaken. 2 turnovers. Wow. That's just terrible. Okay, let's find out. Let's see what the tail of the tape says. 8.9 rating. He had 2 interceptions, 2 sacks. Okay, so I guess paying him a compliment made him play worse. That's completely counterintuitive. Did he learn anything? Well, at least my defensive tackle is getting better. Bright spots, right? He's getting close to revealing his hidden trait. Trey Tucker. Yeah, we're going to make you a playmaker, bro. See, a lot of my players right now are sub 80. So that's also a big factor. Oh, wow. He just jumped ahead by a bunch. His hidden trait is developed. See, I would be more upset, but I've got so many players that have hidden development traits that I'm kind of eager to see how they do. All right, let's take a look at the lineup, see where we can make some changes before heading into this. Well, let's see if anybody's hurt. Oh, great. Our starting cornerback is out with a strained shoulder. That's not good. So let's take a look at the depth chart and see if there's any little tweaks we can make that might change things a little bit. I'm keeping my quarterback. I'm happy with him. Yes, he's only overall 78, but what are you going to do? I think we'll switch back to Zay White. Here's where we look at the wide receivers. Do I have anybody I can bring up? Nope. They're all kind of where they need to be, I think. Tight ends, looking good. Tackles, fine. Guard. Okay, not spectacular, but that's the guard that we have. Craig, he's doing all right. Right tackle. You know what? I wonder if there's any free agent right tackles we can grab that'd make a big difference. Because I'm wondering if we put in a good right tackle, how that would affect the offensive line. Defensive tackles are developing. I think we'll look at total stats. We'll sim one more game, and then we'll call it a day. But let's take a look at who's available for free agents. Do we have any good tackles? I don't think there are any, honestly. Okay, no. No. Any guards that can be converted to tackles? Nope. So we're stuck with what we got. Let's go take a look at the total stats. Let's see how bad things actually are. He's got to do better. We got to do better with him. 4 interceptions, no touchdowns. Averaging 142 yards per game. Rushing. Price is there. Wan'Dale Robinson leads all wide receivers, followed by Jacoby Myers. Their numbers are almost identical. And then you have Trey Tucker, Bowers, and Laube rounding that out. Defensively, where are we at? Solo tackles, Khalil Joseph, my middle linebacker that I drafted, is kind of dominating that stat. Total tackles, Khalil Joseph, tackles for loss. Waddle, the other big-time draft addition, is doing well. Sacks. Christian Wilkins is actually leading the team. And then you have Waddle, Crosby, Jones. Van Ness is not... He's not doing terrible. Like, he's got 17 tackles and 3 tackles for a loss, but he's just not setting the world on fire this year. So we got to see some improvement. We got to find a way to improve this team. Let's go to the press conference and see what they're going to ask me. Do you think blah, blah, blah? This ought to be good. We're 5 weeks in. Do you feel like you have a solid idea of how good your team is this season? If you had to look into the future, how many wins do you think this team can finish with? Ooh, boy. I'm being kind. If the team doesn't like it, step up and play, boys. Players ready to negotiate. Why should I pay for any of you? Who's available? Jacoby Myers, not sure. Colton Miller, Zamir White, Jack Jones, Munford, Parham, McPhee, Arnaud, Ford, Holloman, Darby. Keene is the only one I'm interested in re-signing so far. Westbrook, I'll re-sign him. But that's it as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and then we'll accept the option for Van Ness when that comes available. Same with Wilson. those guys are going to be the future of the team, I think. But we'll hold off on his contract. I like him as our fullback. We'll do what we can. There we go. We've got the money. Oh, whatever then. Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 players I plan on keeping. All right. Denver Broncos. Now or never, boys. Come on, get a win. Get a win, please. Or at least be convincing. Ooh, it's taking a long time. 0-5. Oh, boy. How bad was it? 28-18. Hey, we put 18 points on the board. Let's see what the box score tells us. Okay. 231 yards of offense. That's an improvement. 88 yards on the ground, 143 through the air. 11 first downs, 1 turnover. All right. Tail of the tape. Let's check out what our players did. Hey, Donlin got his first pass touchdown of the year. He also threw an interception, was sacked 6 times, but who's counting? Rushing, 15 for 70 and a touchdown. All right, so I guess he's got a chip on his shoulder finally. Bowers was the leading wide receiver, followed by Robinson, who has the only touchdown in the receiving corps. Tucker with 1 catch for 25 yards. Myers, 1 catch for 11. They've got to step up. The wide receivers have got to step up, and they're just not doing it. Now, I would cut them all, but 1, I finally got our salary cap under control, and 2, there's just not anybody available who's better. Although I do have some deep threat wide receivers. Maybe I will bench somebody just for spite. If you're not going to perform, you're not going to be on the field. Because I've got backup players that are willing to play. Let's see what the wide receivers look like. These are total stats for the year. All right. So Wan'Dale Robinson's playing, Jacoby Myers is playing, but still, they're only averaging 30-plus yards per game. I mean, these are my big 3 right here. Now, I do like the distribution. That's nice. But it's this column right here that matters. And the only receiver that has a touchdown is Wan'Dale Robinson, a gentleman who I signed late in the last season just to add depth. So, yeah, honestly, I'm not impressed. Another message. Well, let's see what this is all about. Well, that's good. All right, cool. Excellent. Well, maybe that'll turn a corner for him. Okay, let's go face the music with the players. I do. You got to step up and play. That's right. Don't worry about it. This is going to get ugly. If. That's a big if. Right now, we're sitting with the number 1 pick in the draft. I do like that he's actually getting some points here. That'll help. We got to get that quarterback some points too, though. Oh, my goodness. Just keep developing where we can. We're just going to keep developing where we can. All right, who's the next game? The Chargers are 3-2. All right, who's hurt? Oh, that's right. Wilson's out. I'm not too worried about that. Let's go in here. Well, I've been forgetting to do my weekly game day goals, so that might help too. See, again, I really wish you could just set them and forget them. All right. I'm going to sim one more. I really should get going, but I want to sim one more. Come on. Steal this one. Steal this one. We did. We stole one. Finally. And it was a blowout, too. 31-17. Frickin' A. Let's check the box score. How did we do? 260 yards of offense, 62 yards rushing, 198 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, 1 turnover. But you know what? We won. So I'm happy about that. Gave up 241 yards of offense, 82 rushing yards, 159 passing yards. That's an improvement. All right, let's check it. Let's check out the tail of the tape. How did our players do? Donlin. He got 1 passing touchdown and 1 interception. I think this is going to be the trend for the season, folks. Rushing, White, 18 for 42. He's got to do better. But he did have 3 touchdowns, so we'll take it. Jacoby Myers, no touchdowns. Trey Tucker got the touchdown. Okay, Myers, you're in a contract year and you're not getting any touchdowns, man. It's not good. Total tackles. Jacorian Bennett and Khalil Joseph lead the team. How many sacks did we have? 1. But look who it is. Look who it is, my defensive tackle that I drafted. At least that's trending in the right direction. But winning by 14 points, I'll take it every time. Hell, if they had only won by 1 point, I'd be happy. Well, let's see what the press conference is about. Let's focus on the offense. How often your team converts red zone trips? Well, I'm going to say we're lower than that. These are dumb comments. They really are. Well, at least I earned 7 staff points. What a deal. Hey, you know what? You're right. I suck. You know what? Let's see what we can do here. See, there's nothing here for a quarterback. That's so annoying. What do we got here? Trades, offensive, whatever. Secure the line. Receiver guru. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that. Tempting. Very tempting. Let's do our game day goals. No. 5 touchdowns? No. And who is it against? Who is the next week against? The Cowboys. Ooh, we're going to get stomped on that one, I think. Well, let's upgrade players. Hopefully we can get some love here. Luke Van Ness, speed rusher. There we go. Offensive line. We got to get that offensive line better developed, but he's closing in. Look at that. 411 snaps. He should surpass 500 in the next 2 games. Khalil Joseph. Okay, bud. Need you to step up, man. Going against Dallas Cowboys, and they have good overall ratings. Hopefully we can beat them, but we'll see. What do we got here? And then we have the last guy, Chauncey Darby, wide receiver, playmaker. And there it is. All right, so we are 1-5 going into week 7 against the Cowboys at home. I think if we can steal another big game there, that will definitely change the complexion of the season. So with that, as always, everybody remember, be safe, be kind, and no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you matter and you are loved. That's all I got for you. Have a happy holidays, and I will see you in the next video.